me about it right here.
Just say I'm like fine wine, you get better with age.
It honestly feels like LeBron James could just play forever. He is showing no signs of slowing down despite being in his 17th season last year, and he averaged 25 points per game. He also averaged a career high in assists at 10.2, and he averaged nearly 8 rebounds a game. There's only a select few players that have been this effective for this long, and a lot of them either played in a different era or played the big man position and didn't have to move around a lot, and they also didn't have the ball in their hands all the time. But with modern science and modern training, LeBron might just be able to push that bar a little bit farther. I know LeBron said he doesn't want to load manage anymore, but they might just have to force him off the court, because if he plays every game like he did last year, it could be bad for him. The last thing we want is for his usage rate to be too high and to have another Kobe situation with injuries deciding the end of his career. And with the depth that the Lakers have, he won't need to do that. His main reason for not load managing is the fans. Well, now there are no fans, so he should be able to do that just fine. I understand you still want to watch him play on TV, but you have the opportunity at least every game now, and if he misses a couple, it won't hurt too much. Plus, it's a short season again. So if LeBron does avoid all potential injuries, what will his career look like? How will it end for the King? Well, let's start by taking a look at last season. He was very effective and had an MVP year at year 17, but I expect that to drop off a little bit. He will still make an MVP case, but it won't be nearly as strong as Anthony Davis, who's going to get a ton of points, a ton of rebounds, and a ton of blocks. So don't expect LeBron to win MVP this year, but expect him to still put up similar numbers. I got him at 24 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists for this upcoming season. And last year, we saw LeBron drive to the hoop a little bit less and take more jump shots and more three-pointers, and I expect that trend to continue. I saw him doing a lot of post fadeaways in those preseason games, and I expect that to raise up as well, because he's not going to be able to drive to the hoop every night like a freight train like he normally did. He's going to have to take a lot more jump shots, but he's still going to be efficient because he only takes shots that he practices and knows he can make. He doesn't play outside of himself, and he never gets lost in the moment, and that's going to be important for the end of LeBron's career. The following year, you're going to see a lot of the same thing, but he's going to have less minutes played and less games played. This is where I expect a lot more of the load managing to come in, and he's going to average around 22 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. He'll be a superstar, but he won't be an MVP caliber player. This is where he really will hand off the keys to Anthony Davis. He's got to take care of his body, and he's got to prepare for another playoff run. Keep in mind, this is going to be year 19 for the guy. At this point in time, he could have yet another trip to the finals and his 5th championship. So again, more mileage on his body. And that brings us to 22-23, where LeBron will take another small dip in his game, but he's going to be a very efficient point guard that knows the game, high IQ, and passing to his big man, Anthony Davis. He'll average around 21 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. For the 23-24 season, LeBron has a lot of decisions on his hand. Now, one of those decisions is, how does he want his career to play out? Does he want to take a 1-year deal, his last year, to play with his son? Or does he want to stretch out his career like Vince Carter and be around the game and just enjoy the NBA culture? I think he wants 1 more year, a farewell tour, playing with his son, Bronny James. The social media era has kind of made everything about narratives, and LeBron feeds into that, and he is all about his brand. This is a great way to do it. Play with your son, play your last year, handing the keys to him to continue your legacy and your name as well as his. I mean, honestly, it doesn't get much better than that. So wherever Bronny gets drafted, that's where you'll see LeBron playing, and he will average about 18.5 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists to close out his career while playing with his son, Bronny James. His career arc will be very similar to that of Kobe's, and he's actually learned from Kobe on taking care of his body towards the end and taking more jump shots and fadeaways. So you'll see a very similar career arc there. The only major difference is, hopefully, is that LeBron will not get injured and that he will play with his son, Bronny James, in his final year. But other than that, let me know in the comments, what do you think about this analysis? Do you think it's stupid? Do you think I'm crazy? Or do you think I'm pretty accurate with this prediction? Maybe you think LeBron will be a lot better, or maybe you think his career will fall off faster. Again, let me know in the comments, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more NBA content just like this. I'll see you in the next upload.